So here's what we're going to do today, chat. Today, I want to lay out kind of the events of what happened. I'm going to talk about what happened, everything that happened with her as far as recently. And then what I want to do is dive into her document and talk about everything that has happened in the past as well. So my hope is for all of us to have a consensus of what actually happened. Is she is to blame for some things? And if she's not to blame for some things, and what's the actual truth? Because with Froot, there's several allegations that we're going to talk about today and address. Number one being, there is the thing about her harassing Silvervale in her stream. I want to talk about that. There's another thing about her talking about her donating money. I want to talk about that. And of course, the big one on the table, chat, that everybody's talking about is her cheating on her ex. Apparently with 5 other people, all this other stuff. I really want to talk about it. One thing that I want to remind all of you, at the end of the day, right, chat, a lot of this stuff is private. It's not between us. It's between Froot and her relationships and stuff like that. Yes, a lot of it has been put out there for us to look at, so we're going to look at it. But I do want to remind all you guys that at the end of the day, some of it really isn't our business at the end of the day, but, we're going to talk about, we're going to dive into it because all this information is put out there and there's so much misinformation. So my hope again is to clear up a lot of that misinformation, chat. All right, let's do it, guys. So first up, chat, the very first thing I want to talk about, of course, is the document that came out. We are going to come back to this document. So first up, chat, this is kind of where this all started. If you don't know, Froot has been under some controversy before. A lot of people were saying that kind of old drama, very old drama, that Froot was a cheater. She cheated on her ex, and down with Froot because of that reason. So Froot came out with this document about a week ago, and it was talking about her ex being very abusive to her with receipts. Now, guys, we are going to shelf this. We are going to come back to this document. But this absolutely, guys, this blew the fuck up. I just want to give you the full story, kind of talk about what happened. Set the scene for you before we go into this document. So this document came out, chat. And a lot of people were really, going after her in a lot of ways. So first up, of course, we have people that were defending her. As you can see here, so apparently a rumor that Froot cheated on her military husband was all a smear campaign by her abusive psycho of an ex. So, definitely kind of giving her some defense there. Continuing to read here, chat. Oh, yeah, there. You made a list as well. There was some stragglers that added on to that. And unfortunately, chat, people were making a list of VTubers that were supporting Froot as a way to go and harass them. As you can see here, every single one who supported Froot and should be avoided. That is right, guys. People were going after all the people supporting Froot, including Kason, Iron Mouse, Matara, Cottontail, Buff Pup, Cinder, Merryweather, Bow, everybody. These people were making these lists to go after all of these creators that were supporting Froot, Amelie, Kyo, Kuro, Michi. Everybody here, they were going after them, chat. Continuing here, somebody quote retweeting this. You cheated on your husband. You are not the victim. Definitely sending her quite a bit of hate here, chat. Continuing on here, I do want to continue to paint the picture for you. People say, I don't know, it's somebody's personal shit that should be on the internet, really. The only thing I've ever seen from her is that this image of her apparently talking about her husband. What has happened, apparently she cheated on him while he was in the military. And of course, here is some screenshots from back in 2019, 2018, where she was saying some slurs, chat. So, of course, with this situation, coming out, of course, a lot of VTubers do step in to talk about this situation. Let's talk here about Kitty Cat stepping up to talk about what happened with Froot. So Kitty Cat saying, I know this mostly falls on deaf ears for the peeps that seen that, but there's a little note of insight to the folks that are going around being a pain in the ass of the moment and also in future. You can send all the hate you want, but it's as simple as block mute from us or whoever manages the platform that does it for us. Always has been. You want to know what? Yeah. Unapologetically and undoubtedly, I'll pick my friend's side if I agree with it or if it's something I can relate to. If you can read somebody's traumatic experience and deeper explanation about a story that's been twisted and it proceeded to victim blame and so on and so forth, you are not someone I would interact with and are not someone I will think about at all. Nor do I care to discuss stuff about because there's no respect under closed-minded, stubborn lies. and little-sided about said topic and completely missed the point. Harassment and hate is a waste of time. You do not become a bother at all. Do not dwell on kids because there's no point arguing with people that would never listen, as that would be a waste of time, energy, and effort that would be spent with people who actually care about. But more than anything, you just look stupid. I can't tell you the amount of times we've been in voice chat or something with friends and we talk about the utter nightmares we have to endure to get to where we are today, while suffering in silence for years, even getting harassed and victim blamed. The scary part, most of us can relate to these experiences, just kind of keep quiet and learn to live with it. You want to waste your time, go ahead. But it's literally your loss. Again, I'll support my friends, especially my best friend, every single time. And there's nothing you can do that'll change us. So for your sake, grow up, find somebody that is actually productive to do instead of seething and smudging. Don't like it, leave. And that is something for you to think about. The support continues to go on here with Kyo tweeting out. People need to realize you can empathize with someone without supporting the things they've done as well. I wish more people were able to actually look at this with there's a lot of nuance. There's a lot of nuance, chat. So I agree with Kyo here. It would be really nice to look at a situation with a lot of empathy, but you don't always have to support everything done by that person, right? So I wish more people would continue to do that. Absolutely agree with that. So chat, unfortunately, this did get really, really bad. So Camilla actually go ahead and made a post where she was supporting Kitty Cat, but she had to delete that post. And I'm going to show you guys why. Camilla saying I had to delete my reply because a few people were hitting too close to home. I understand people being upset by this, really. And of course, people were DMing Camilla this stuff. Hope your mom dies. It's what you deserve for supporting a cheating whore. Absolutely horrible, chat. But Camilla goes on to even chat to have to even make a follow-up post saying a small letter. Thank you to this who reached out to me. We're at America Kitty. I appreciate you all dearly. I'm sorry if I seem a little off. For my next few streams, this clown is struggling quite a bit right now. I'll be back to my normal self soon. From here on out, I decided to close my DMs on Discord and Twitter. And it is to wish horrible things about my sick mother. I do not wish anything grim upon you in return. All I wish is your life takes a turn for the better, and that one day you find happiness. So, absolutely going after not even Camilla. I'm just going to use Camilla as the example here. But people were literally sending death threats to multiple people for supporting, of course, Froot. So guys, my hope is to paint a picture that, there were people supporting Froot. There were people going after Froot, not supporting her. There were people like Asmon making these call-outs. You can see how insane this became, chat. This was all going down last week. It was a really horrible situation, just all around. And eventually, chat, Froot did follow up on this situation, tweeting out just a few days ago, about 3 days ago, I've never condoned harassment of any kind because of how much I personally had to deal with. To even think that I would have involvement in any sort of harassment is ridiculous. I will continue not to condone it. Ask my community to look after yourselves. If you ever feel frustrated, take a break, watch a movie, play a video game, and spend time doing what you enjoy. So chat, I painted the picture for you. So we got a lot to talk about here in this document. And of course, chat, we are going to address, there's a lot of images as well, chat, so that takes up a lot of it. But we're going to dive into this. We're going to talk about it. So first up, chat, all screenshots, evidential screenshots were taken using Facebook's archive feature. Remember, guys, these are older screenshots, so I guess we're using Facebook. I'm not rearranging individual messages for the sake of reading convenience. All I will do is remove personal info. This document includes mention of domestic abuse. The airport assault incident, incident. I was on my way to America to see him. I had to stay overnight in the airport in Sweden. During my stay there, I was unfortunately assaulted by a stranger. It was 1 a.m. and I had been traveling all day. I had no choice but to choose a bench to sleep under the airport. I was already feeling uneasy about it, but the fact I saw many people sleeping there made me feel a bit safer. While I was sleeping, I woke up to a stranger assaulting me. When this happened, the only person I was talking to was my ex, because as you know at the time, I know nobody other than him since he isolated me away from my family. That's such a horrible situation. His response was not what I expect from somebody's position. I was 18 at the time, and he just thought how this, and I just thought how hard life is, and that I had to suck it up and deal with it, which is what he taught me. And this is why I thought nothing of that response. Okay, so let's look here. I'm really scared comes from him. I fell asleep on the couch in a quiet room in the airport, and I woke up, this person touching me. He then started to follow me, so I ran straight for the woman's toilet, where I am now. I could have been R-worded. What do I do? Oh my God, that would have been horrible. Yeah, thank you guys so much. Green, blue is same, green is fruit, right? My phone's at 17%. I can't find a plug. I reported to the police. I identified the man. I'm gonna buy a plug. My phone's gonna die. They caught him. So hasn't replied for quite a while. Mind it is early in the morning, but see you later. My phone's gonna die. Brownie face. Oh my God. She's literally getting assaulted, attacked, and your response is frowny face. I bought a charger. It works so well. What the? What is this response? I know people take bad news different ways in some cases. Frowny face is not awful, but he's usually vocal about his feelings. Okay, so there's context. This was in 2017. That's good. How are you doing? I've been better, but I'm glad things are resolved and feel violated. And how sweet no affair remind me of the fortunate. I'm just relaxed for now. Look, your partner got assaulted. There's like no concern. I would be fucking flying there to support my partner. Oh my God, that's horrible. I think these are going to be very important clues for later, chat. Personally, who would buy you a plane ticket last minute with no planning, whoever, whatsoever, because I fucked up, you refused to leave the airport? Me, who got just at airport because of the unplanned tickets? I got you. You, but what? You're blaming her for that? What? That's fucking disgusting. You, but who was instantly there to give you some sort of help and advice in a moment's notice? That's right. You didn't do shit. You literally gave her no advice. You just said frowny face, that sucks. This person is not right. You stopped me from unaliving myself when I was divorcing. You left your family just for me because of disagreements. You flew to America before I deployed. These are notable things I remember. Now, currently, I'm wanting to unalive because you're not there for me. You won't be there if I need you on a moment's notice because apparently the internet is the ultimate barrier for you, but it's never been one for me. What the f? Imagine having to date this person. No, I'm sorry, not date this person. Imagine being married to this person, chat. You may choose between unconsented sex or getting cheated on. My ex was adamant at trying a form of activity. I constantly said no. Even when he made jokes about it, I was still serious in saying no. He didn't respect my decision. When I went offline, after I told him no a number of times to express my disappointment with his statements, he still painted me as one in the wrong for not being comfortable with him pushing past my boundaries. The next day, I wake up after his messages implying he wanted to commit the unaliving over me, exercising control over my body. Oh yes, so lucky I ended up with a woman who won't try something everybody else tries. I've never effed a woman, whatever this is. Oh, now you're trying to guilt trip me. That's not fair. Yes, absolutely. I don't want to. I mean, why can't you respect somebody's boundaries? Here's my thing. Why are you married to somebody and you're not going to respect their boundaries? And then you just escalate to this 3 minutes later after I didn't take the joke. You're quite obviously wanting me to leave over saying no to blank, and yet you're still trying to turn this around. Before you were up for trying, now you're just flat out saying no. I've always said no. But you listen, it's a letdown. This conversation with you is a letdown. I mean, she said no. Respect that. Good, I'm glad I let you down because now I know where we stand on how far you go for me versus how far I go for you. Blink is going somewhere for you, so I'm not allowed to say what I'm uncomfortable to do. You don't have to. God forbid you ever try to blink me without my consent. But know that I won't die without trying it at least once. Beard, I'm trying to make her feel bad for saying no. I completely understand, H-Lover. I completely understand. I wasn't aware you were such a baby. It's a wonder we managed to have sex. It's not fair, considering how scared you were of nature. You're right, it isn't. Society says we're forced to stick with one woman if she won't support me in something she's not comfortable with. Look, I'm gonna be real. If you want to have multiple partners, that is between you and your partner, right? If you are okay with something outside of monogamy, that is fine. But that is between you and your partner. You know what I mean? Like, that's between you and your partner. But you guys need to figure that shit out. Why are you going on about, oh, you're going to do all this stuff? Because if you want to have sex with somebody else, you both need to consent to that. What the fuck? You went through him pressuring me into doing something I said no to multiple times and threatening to sleep with other women. If I don't agree to it, I can provide. What can you do? It seems to him having control over my own body is selfish. So basically, this person wants there to be other partners included into the sleeping, right? Wants to have more of an open relationship. But guys, if you never agreed to that, they're not comfortable with it, you should respect that. Again, they're married, which is insane that that was never discussed in the first place. But you know, I don't know the specifics. So I really may as well be dead. What's a pointless existence of living with you if you're afraid to go out of your comfort zone? Or you rather see me unalived or doing another woman before you do anything for me? This is so fucking manipulative. But guys, I don't condone cheating. I do not condone cheating at all. I've been cheated on multiple times. And guys, I'm going to be real. It is the worst feeling in the world. It sucks. It breaks you apart. It's horrible. But why are we saying that it's okay for this person to get away with these actions? I'm sorry, but if I have to pick one over the other, abuse is worse than cheating. Don't forget, I'll still leave you if you choose not to have kids with me in the future. I will leave you if you don't choose to have kids with me in the future. If we are working together towards our common goals, this is a relationship. By the way, the common goals are the ones that you decided, by the way. If I can't provide you with my presents over summer, because I can't afford to and I borrow money from a bank. If you don't want to give up blank, then I'll try it with somebody else. That's how that works. Or it just puts you in a position where you're open-minded. I only get one woman in the world. What the f? No means no. I would also like to mention having children getting married are two of the biggest ways an abuser will manipulate their partner, and in not being able to escape alongside isolating them from their friends and family. So the victim has nobody else to turn to and cannot run away. How the f is anybody going after Froot right now? Just reading this, I'm like, holy shit. I don't understand how you could have read this document and gone after Froot and be like, oh, well, you're the cheater, you're not the victim. Literally, there's receipts of her being abused and manipulated. How could you say she's not a victim? How could you not have empathy in your eyes to read this and not understand that she is literally a victim? You don't have to agree with her allegedly cheating, which we are going to talk about here in a bit, chat, and that is still alleged. How could you look at this document for a second and say you're not a victim? So my dyslexia caused me to have a working memory loss. It can sometimes affect my life, but it's nothing too serious. I'll struggle to remember a date unless I write it down or other people remind me. Okay, this posed a problem in my relationship with my ex-abuser. This is before I get an official diagnosis for dyslexia. And because I had no real proof of being dyslexic at the time, he would gaslight me to think I'm just stupid and lazy. Dyslexia does not affect your intelligence. Good clarification. He would use words like slow, stupid, R-word, and dumb. He claimed that I was just trying to find excuses and crutches for forgetting to do something for him, all while I was across the ocean studying for my degree in university. Remember, guys, from what I remember, she is in the UK, he is in the US. He refused to believe me, so I went out and saw a psychologist and got an official diagnosis. After I came back with real proof, this time he was upset about how life isn't fair for him and how we just couldn't have a normal functioning partner. That's so gross. Guys, if something happens to your partner, mentally, physically, whatever, you support them. Yeah, that's the reason why they're called, I don't know, your partner! What the f***? This still does not stop me from gaslighting me and think I'm stupid. This was after I decided to prove to him by going out and get an official diagnosis by a psychologist because I was tired of being belittled. That you now have an excuse. You haven't read it enough to know how it affects the brain. Everything affects memory, speech, how you answer questions. Yeah, I'm sure you're magically R-word to suit your needs. What a coincidence. This person does not deserve a partner. I'm sorry. They do not deserve a partner. They did not deserve to have somebody in their life and treat them correctly until they learn better. Because the what they are doing right here is textbook manipulation. Keep me out of the house with nothing on the clothes I was wearing. I was in the States and he was mad at me. So he kicked me out of his house. All I had were the clothes I was wearing on my phone. I was wearing and my phone. I couldn't drive. I was unfamiliar with the area. Alone in another country far away from home. Well, he was having a tantrum in a house. Lily kicked her out, chat. In a foreign country, she has no friends, no resources, no money, and her phone and money. That's it. Or her phone and her clothes. That was because he took me to a shooting range. I just wanted to watch him shoot and not participate. His furious that I was reluctant to shoot his gun and refused to speak to me for 2 days. He embarrassed me in public in front of his friends over something minor. This is happened in person to screenshots from after the fact that we talked about it. The entire 2 years have been something I associate as negative memories now. There's so many positive memories too, though. I had nothing to go in America, no family, no friends. He can't even drive. Oh, he couldn't even drive. We had an argument. You kicked me out of your house. I don't know what I was doing. That's just you. So he admits it. That he did that. I said that we resolved this issue after I'd done that to you. But the issue was resolved regardless. You forced me out of your house. I don't think it's a correct way to treat a situation. Absolutely. I made a mistake. You're correct. I'm only human. We all make mistakes. Oh my God. Oh my God. After all this we've read today, I'm only human. We only make mistakes. roommates, even though I'm an abuser and verbally degrade you. Yeah, the gaslighting is absolutely real. I'm much more proof of the abuse I faced back then, but I've been trying to make this document for a whole year now. I decided there's no value in putting my time and energy into this anymore. I'm closing this chapter in my life. I've finally been able to come to terms with what happened and what I would like to move on. This is closure for myself. I would like to focus on continuing to bring music, art, gaming content to my community, and this is all I wish to do. After these events, I now suffer from depression, increased level of anxiety, and agoraphobia. I'm sorry. I struggle to deal with friends and family getting too close to me and often drift myself away in fear of getting hurt again. The home I self-isolate is in my safe space in Vtubing, drawing art, playing music, playing games, and that's what I found enjoyment in. I know how valuable time is, and I won't take up too much of yours. Please don't let others judge how you view people. Make judgments on your own terms and by your own experiences. Thank you. I mean, I think we can safely say this guy is an absolute fucking just full of bullshit. I mean, a horrible, horrible person, chat. The way that they treated her multiple times, the way they degraded her multiple times, absolutely just unacceptable. And now, chat, I do want to talk about some of the allegations that Froot has come under over the years about some of this stuff, chat. So first up, let's talk about the slurs. And then these were back in 2018, right? These were about some slurs that she had said before. So I want you to take a look at this. There's also a clip where apparently she had said something very similar as well. And I do want to pull up that clip really quick.
Horrible YouTube video.
This is what sums up our entire existence right here.
There's the possibility that she changed for the better, but the terrible YouTube.
As you see, chat, it does look like there have been people saying out there that these are faked. I'm not sure. I mean, there is a clip, there is this. So I'm a little bit more willing to believe it. But here's what I want to point out, chat. The other thing, so there's two things I want to talk about here. The number one, in this clip, it's bleeped out. Like, you can't actually hear her say it. It is bleeped out. So that just kind of tossed some stuff up there where kind of like, did she really say it? But here's the other part, chat. I think a lot of this comes from her being in that relationship with that guy. I think she picked up on a lot of this stuff. Yeah, and just to say, like, a lot of these words a long time ago were, not that they were accepted, but they were used a lot more. Am I saying that it's right to use these slurs? Absolutely not. It is not okay to say these things, chat. But I think that we can at least look at the situation and draw a slight understanding as to why this might be why this happened. Does that make sense, chat? Can we agree on that? Like, maybe it was more about her being in that situation with that person who clearly was homophobic. They probably used that language. She probably was used to it. I'm not making an excuse for her, chat. This is not an excuse. This is empathy. This is empathy to understand. It's not right that she used these, being that if these are true and not edited. But again, chat, I think that it is it's up to us to dig and to understand the situation as a whole. And right now, I feel like that is the best explanation of what actually happened with this. So I think that this is not good, but I will also point out, chat, this was 6 years ago. There's a lot that can change in a person in that amount of time. And I think that she has changed as far as what I see. There is another allegation I want to talk about, and that is about the donations to the mermaids. The Mermaids Foundation, chat. So this came out very, very recently, February 16th. And Froot says it cost me $0 every day to be kind and accept people for who they are. So for every like this tweet gets, I'll donate $1 to Mermaids, a charity that supports gender diverse children. So chat, let me tell you what's going on here. Mermaids is actually, it's really bad. It was a really, really bad organization. Not somebody you want to work with. Essentially, like Luna said, is a scam. It was really bad, chat. This was not something that you want to donate to at all. However, what I want to point out here, chat, is no receipt was ever provided that she actually donated to anybody. Like, I understand that Froot maybe didn't know what was going on. I don't think there was any accountability as far as this charity stuff goes. I don't think she selected another charity. I don't think that she ever followed up with this about picking a new one. I was not able to find anywhere that she picked another one and donated them. There was no follow-up on this. Also, you can't accuse her of stealing charity money anyway. She said she donated her own money. Right. That is very true, Element. A lot of people are like, oh, she stole charity money. Guys, she said she was gonna take it out of her own pocket. So there's no way that she stole people's money. We never should have donated her charity. She said she wanted a replacement charity. She didn't give money despite promising a final right. So I feel like this is problematic, chat, where she found out this place was a scam. Hey, I understand. Stuff like that happens, unfortunately, which absolutely sucks. I think image boards end up botting the likes. That's why she dropped it. I mean, that could be the case, right? Look, we're never gonna know. We're never gonna know. Yeah, she was getting good engagement on the pretense of a good action, right? So yes, she does actually need to show receipts. I think you're making excuses for her, to be honest. Remember, chat, we're here to be empathetic, we're here to understand, but at the same time, we need to call out things for what they are. Ultimately, I think that she dropped this, right, chat? Like she just said, no, I'm not gonna do this anymore. I really wish that there was a follow-up, especially if you're going to say that you're gonna donate to somebody, right? I don't think that's wrong to ask for. Like just somebody follow up. Hey, I decided not to donate to anybody because people were having bots interact with it, so on and so forth. Yeah, you know what I mean. Like I think it's just a follow up. That's all that I'm looking for here. I'm not going after her, attacking her if people exploited it or she found out mermaids is bad. Completely understandable, chat. I would just like a follow up on this. That's it. That's all I'm asking for. I think it's very, very, very simple. So chat, let's continue here. I do want to talk about probably the biggest allegation, which is her cheating on her ex. So I want to show you the screenshots of the person that she allegedly cheated on her ex with. So let's talk about it. I want to show you the screenshots here. So here we have Cinestix, who's that person we heard from earlier. Then oof, yes ma'am, BS Apricot, who's Froot, saying, as much as I want it, I'm too tired to do it. Gonna go to bed and dream about somebody effing me to sleep. Cinestix saying, okay, he, someone, I'm gonna keep going. Oh, haven't finished, 8? It wouldn't take this long if I was in charge. Anyway, good night. Oof, yeah, just be feeling good. Oh, good night, cutie. So this is basically right here, chat. This is a lot of the proof of her cheating on her ex-husband. So here, let me show you some more screenshots here. Me too. Holy Fruit saying, I was thinking about you. I was just thinking in my back legs kept twitching. I was thinking about you as well. Yeah, I'm happy to use your aftermath muscle spasms. I can't help my feelings towards you. Holy shit, I miss feeling this good. Me too. So this is essentially the proof. The proof that she had cheated on her husband. But I want to remind you of something. I want to remind you of something really quick, chat. Remember that document where he said that he left her? And she said, he left her several times, right, chat? Remember that? Remember I told you to self it for later? I'm going to make an argument here, and I think it's a very strong argument. Well, let's read here. Apricot saying, I keep forgetting about the game you want me to download. Cinestix says, I mean, if so, why not just tell me? I've been strong along this whole time. And here's what Fruit says. Listen, I wasn't in a relationship when we were closer, and he decided to take me back. And as it is, I've been prepared to see the whole thing go if I met him in person again. It's hard to let go of something people tell me to let go of. Is it pushing me down mentally? Yeah. Is it causing me depressed? Yeah. Is it written all self-esteem that I've had? Yeah. But just the thought of losing him hurts too much. Chat. He went on break with her and left her, and she was not in a relationship with him anymore while these screenshots happened. She didn't cheat on him. The main argument that everybody makes about this is that she cheated on her husband. Exactly, everybody. And there it is. They were on break. We saw from the document. We saw him say, you're fucking single. He broke up with her and went on break with her multiple times. And so during that time when they were not in a relationship, because by his own volition, remember, he broke it off with her. She was not cheating because she went and started talking with somebody else. She never cheated, chat. Let's keep going here, chat. And this is where I feel like this was perpetuated. So if you don't know Desynchronizer was her husband. That is what his thing went by. So pretty soon, Apricot and Sync's Patchworks is closing down. And this is why I feel like business-wise, he really tied her into responsibility. So that's why I said that a little bit earlier. We'll be having a closeout sale soon to begin with. A reason is they're a resident artist. My wife decided to cheat on me with another man while I was deployed overseas this past year. I was unable to provide the love and care she needed because I myself was going through tough times because of the army. So she found it elsewhere and continued to take advantage of everybody that flocks under a general direction. Now, chat, Does this manipulation sound familiar?
Yes.
Well, technically, if she can prove she was actually divorced before this stuff happened, no cheating. Otherwise, she was only separated, so no then. Here's the thing, Weeaboo. She's innocent until proven guilty. The burden of proof is on them, not the other way around. He's innocent until proven guilty. So this sounds familiar, right, chat? She got rid of the man after he bought her gifts, and I'm not sure, and I'm sure there'll be others. I found out because that man came forward to me with evidence because he did not know. He lied to him about our relationship status. So props to that man. There's still good people in this world. And if you're planning on buying anything right now, don't until the sale gets posted. So again, chat, just to recap, she had made all these messages with him. She decided, hey, I'm not going to be with you because I'm going back to him. Because even though we were broken up, and why she says I was in a relationship when we were closer, and he decided to take me back by her own admission, which is proof that we're not in a relationship. He decided to go back to him. He finds out about these messages and makes these messages of, oh, she cheated on me with another guy. Again, chat, doesn't this sound familiar? Doesn't this sound familiar?
Yes.
To all of the things, the narratives and the manipulation that he has pushed.
Yes.
The dates match up. It is all right here, chat. Bada bing. She never cheated on him. I rest my fucking case. I'm walking away. That's it. Boom. This guy is an asshole. He's a manipulator. He never cheated on him. He broke up with her at one point and said, I don't want to be with you anymore. They were on break. She decided to seek comfort in somebody else, which, by the way, she was not in a relationship with that guy anymore. Not with him anymore, by his own volition, by his own words. And that is considered cheating, according to him. Mic drop.
1 week later.
Now, chat, I gotta give you a bit of an update to the Froot situation. There has been a huge development, a huge breakthrough on something. So I want to talk a second about a particular person that came out with this thread. And we gotta talk about this a second. Now, I don't know why this hasn't caught on to anything, but chat, this is absolutely a huge deal that we gotta talk about, a huge breakthrough. So let's take a look, guys. Person tweeting out here, Black Rose Rain. Hey, all right, this is going to be loaded. I just today had gotten a hold of Senna. He's informed me that he was never involved in Aunt Hime's video. The voice recording was done without his knowledge or consent by Kaz Production. Senna was never actually part of Aunt Hime's videos for the voice recordings. That's a big fucking deal. That's a big deal, chat. That just proves a large part of that video. So let's take a look here. And this comes from Kaz Production. Thanks again, don't let the drama affect you too much. See you later. And Senna saying, yo, I never give you any consent to record me like that. People know my voice, and you didn't block my name or avatar in the video, so it was not anonymous. And this happened back in 2022, chat. I was pissed at the second video, more than enough. Just do the right thing, I'll get it taken care of myself. When even I was someone involved that was actually hurt from this, isn't going after her, you have no right to. I get what you're doing, why, but back off and let me have my peace of mind. That's a big deal, chat. That's a big development. Senna would go on to explain himself he never intended to hurt Froot in any way. Having seen the documents himself, he would go on to say he regrets going to the boyfriend after, confirming the marriage was unconfirmed since she was so closed off by it. Cinestics, I was also never willingly in Aunt Hime's video. Aunt Hime did the video all on her own with the help of a legally recorded conversation, which we saw, in this thing, right? We also looked at these messages here. So let's take a look. These are pretty telling, chat. Need to talk to Senna. Dude, Froot and her husband were never even legally married. There was no ceremony sealing the deal. Going on to provide some information about, marriage and stuff like that. But I want to point out in this particular video, chat, I don't know why there's not a little thing to show the time frame. What I want to show you guys is Froot said in her document that she never actually lived with him. And according to, common marriage, you do have to, live in the same household. So there are some rules against her actually being married right now. She did say she signed a document. We don't know which document that was, but nonetheless, chat, it doesn't even look like they were potentially even legally married. Let's continue to take a look here. I know it's weird, but I'm just signing paper doesn't make them married here in the U.S. They separated in January 14th. The boyfriend dumped her. This confirms exactly what I told you during the last stream. Her boyfriend dumped her on January 14th. She never cheated. Common law marriage only applies if she was living with him, but she herself admitted to the fact she never did live with him. I'm not going to deny the fact she treated you wrong. I'm just ending it, but if they were never married to begin with, then that would mean at the time of you two dating, she was legally single. Chat, Froot has been innocent this entire time. Yeah, I made it clear on several occasions that I think we all were in the wrong to some extent, and that all of us were hurt and made stupid decisions in the moment. I literally said just a few days ago that after I saw all the proof, our husband was abusive and made me regret ever going to him. I just thought at the time I was doing the right thing for myself and for him. Not to say she wasn't all in the right, but it's too late to really do anything about it. She chose to bring it up after 6 years later and open that can of worms that she has every right to. It was just a bit late. So going on to just talk about Aunt Hime's video a little bit. Could have come right out of the gate with accusations, but a complete I'm just trying to stop the ongoing harassment campaign. And talk about Aunt Hime's video kind of, making it worse for her. I never went to any drama tuber and did that video all on her own. The one clip of my voice is one from a private voice call that was recorded without my consent. That's production. As you guys saw that message a little bit earlier, that is confirmed. Like a dumbass, I spoke to him not thinking about what he would do. That was years ago though, so I think I was still struggling with being over at them. So this entire video of Aunt Hime's was fabricated lie, using the words unknowingly to you against you. I'll say it again for the record. I literally had no hand in Aunt Hime's video against Froot. It gave me a heart attack when I saw it drop, because every time something is made, it drags him back into it. I don't know why she decided to go back to him, but that was her choice. So just talking about discrediting Aunt, and here's what they had to say. She just used what proof is out. There were even the screenshots, etc. Even I was convinced it was cheating at the time. So I definitely understand what others would, come to a conclusion about. Froot should have just been more honest about her situation to me, and it might not have been a misunderstanding. I was hurt and acted out at the time. Back to Aunt, though she and I shared a friend with a Design Me a Supporter video and how she went about it. It's very biased and a big meme, just super uncomfortable and made the whole thing worse. I told her that over Twitter. Not saying you have to, but it would have been cleared the situation up if you would have said something earlier. It would help undo the malicious things your words were used for. So I'd be lying if I didn't hate Froot for some, which I'm not saying Froot went about it the best way, but whatever. Obviously, they have to resolve that between themselves, right? I really did love her and I want her to be well. We all changed and I wanted to be more forgiving and less petty and filled with resent. Also have a screenshot of my DM to Cat's production, calling him out, which he did show. I can get out of that time, you had no clue. Or in case of what time of your girl you're getting considering it. So I don't fault you for that. Of course, here's that screenshot we just looked at. It's been a really messy 6 years for those involved. I myself have gone back and forth over my feelings for years. I'm sure people will bash me for it, but I see the hate she gets and the things people say on both sides, and it just doesn't settle well with me. Like, I don't even think it's healthy, and to think I ever wanted that is just eh. So did you ever actually hear of them having a ceremony? Because evidence suggests that they were never married by our documents, words alone, which is in the U.S. is one requirement. So let's kind of read what Cinna had to say about their marriage. I don't know the fine details, to be honest. He said they were only engaged at the time and married other times, so I never really could pin down what the truth was. He told me married, but sometimes she said fiancé when mentioning him on more private Discord servers. Others can't confirm, wasn't super open about a relationship, and that just invites trouble. So kind of still up in the air. To be fair, knowing her side, I would make more sense why she was so close off. Now I'm going to ask you if you're all right with you using these chats as evidence. You never involved in the Aunt Hime video, and to help clear Froot's name, are you going to do it? Are you going to do it yourself so it's more believed? And then Cinna says, I think we're on the wrong. I genuinely think it's fair to say we all aren't the greatest of people and acted out on emotion when everything went down. It was, as I said, openly before. Our private situation should have been kept that way. I agree. For sure you can. I don't think I will clear Froot's name, unfortunately, but I'm more than happy to have people off either of our backs. So I'm not the greatest person, but I hope I've changed from what I was. I would have liked to help Froot, and honestly, one of the things that hurt me was the most in all this was her pushing me away to be with somebody abusive instead of getting help. I acted out on emotion. I can't take it back, but I can't say I regretted it each and every day. I don't know. I don't want to be involved in it anymore. And I can understand that from Cinesticks. Want to move on. I know it's selfish, but I just can't handle potentially talking about it openly or anything like that. I know it's kind of all my fault to start it somewhat, which is, I mean, in a way that's kind of true because Cinna's stuff came out where he talked about it and the ex blew it up. Because remember, the ex was the one that said, oh, she cheated. And looking at the situation, looking at the documents, looking about how he treated her, he definitely 100% pushed that narrative to her image, right? God, this is a really big deal. This is a huge exoneration of Froot. I just bring it up for to the point. It was never confirmed if Froot was married. By her own words, the marriage never happened. By U.S. law, a marriage license is required along with the wedding. I don't know what she signed. Under this, she said some stuff about it. From her documents, she said that she did sign some stuff. This also brings up a solid point to the fact the boyfriend dumped Froot on January with his own words, you're single now, which we did see here. And of course, her saying this in a message, well, he dumped me. Asuna would also confirm to me in my own Facebook that he regrets ever going to the husband after learning the truth in Froot's documents. He himself stated he did not at the time because he was her only acting out in pure emotion. Froot is exonerated, chat. Froot is 100% exonerated. After looking at this stuff, this is it. I don't see how you could look at this situation and go, Froot is still a cheater. She's not. She's literally not. So guys, that's it.